Some stories stay buried because no one wants to believe them. But this one was documented, investigated, and then quietly erased. It began with a man named Elias Ward, a quiet librarian who lived in a small apartment in New York. Every night, he walked home using the same route, crossing the same empty street, passing the same flickering street lamp. Until one night, he didn't come home. His neighbors said they heard a strange noise, like a low hum vibrating through the walls, just seconds before Elias vanished. For 3 days, he was gone. No calls, no sightings, no trace. And then, on the 4th night, he returned. But here's where the story becomes impossible. Elias walked into his apartment building barefoot, clothes torn, hands shaking, covered in a fine layer of black dust. A dust no forensic lab could identify. He kept saying the same thing over and over. I wasn't supposed to see it. There's a door beneath the city, and it only opens when the lights flicker. Investigators tried to question him, but every time they asked where he had been, he froze, eyes wide, breathing uneven, like he was reliving something terrifying. Finally, he whispered, I walked into a street that wasn't there before. According to Elias, that night, the flickering street lamp went completely dark. And when it turned back on, the entire street had changed. Buildings he had never seen, windows with no reflections, shadows that moved independently of light, and a long, narrow corridor between 2 buildings that he swore had never existed. He said he heard a voice calling his name, not from ahead, but from behind the walls. And then he saw it. A door made of black stone, covered in symbols that shifted when he blinked. He touched the handle, and everything went dark. When he woke up, he was lying in a hallway with dozens of doors, all identical, stretching endlessly in both directions. Every door had a small window, and behind some of them, he swore something was watching him. He walked for what felt like days. But the corridor never ended. The only thing that changed was the sound of faint tapping, coming from behind one of the doors, then 2 doors, then all of them. He screamed for help, and the entire hallway fell silent. A moment later, he heard footsteps, slow, heavy, getting closer. He ran. The next thing he remembers is falling through darkness and waking up in an alley behind his building. When investigators returned to the spot Elias described, nothing was there. No corridor, no strange buildings. Just the same old street with the flickering lamp. But here's the part that still haunts the detectives. A week later, the street lamp stopped flickering because the bulb had been smashed from the inside, and on the metal pole, barely visible, was a handprint, pressed in black dust. The same dust Elias came back with. Elias moved away shortly after. He refuses to walk at night, and he never uses the words the door or the hallway ever again. But sometimes he tells people this: if the lights flicker, don't stop walking, don't look down the alley, and whatever you do, don't touch the door.